Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Fernanda, and on this channel we talk about personal finance, personal development, and I help you make a mindset shift to get you to your financial goals even faster. Now, if you've been here a while, you'll know by now that I'm very into my minimalism. Saying that out loud always sounds a little bit pretentious to me, to be honest. But all that means is that I like to live a simpler life without too much stuff around me, which means less stuff to clean. And I just like to keep things simple. I think I figured out recently that I actually get this from my mum. Obviously, the recent wave of like Marie Kondo and, minimalism being talked about a lot has made me act on it even more. But ever since I was little, in our house, we just didn't have that much stuff. My mum was never into having like loads of bits, bric-a-brac or anything on display. I was talking to her a couple of days ago on video, and I was moaning to her about having too much stuff around the house, which is really, I don't have a lot of stuff. It's a normal amount of stuff, but even to me, I feel like I'm surrounded by things. So I was complaining to her about that, and I jokingly told her, this is your fault. This is completely your fault. I grew up in a house that had 2 sofas and a table with 6 chairs. And she replied, and that was already too much. So she definitely doesn't like to have too much stuff around, and I take after my mom on that one. So in today's video, I'm gonna talk to you how I approach shopping as a minimalist, as someone who doesn't like to have that many things around. And I'm gonna share some tips with you guys which will hopefully get you to start shopping more mindfully, more intentionally, and not get to the end of the month with no money left and wondering where it all went, because you bought a bunch of stuff you don't even remember buying. And I'm talking on experience here. I wasn't always a minimalist. I did have a very big period of time where I was just spending money mindlessly, and at the end of the day I had nothing to show for it except a bunch of credit card debt. So I'm gonna show you a few things I picked up in the last couple months, talk you through my thought process on why I bought these things, and then I'll share my tips on how you can start maybe doing the same if you want. Okay, so when there's an item that I've figured out that I actually do really want, the first thing I'll do is put it in a list on the Notes app on my phone, first of all. And then once that list becomes a bit significant, say 5 to 10 items, I'll wait. And after a couple of weeks, I'll review the items on the list. So if there's something that I've been constantly thinking about that I really, really want, then I'll start looking into buying that thing. So for example, that's what happened with this pair of glasses here. I'd been wanting a new pair of glasses for a while because the only ones I have right now are getting a bit old. The prescription on them is a little old and they're becoming a bit frail. So what I did is I went online and I found a really good deal with a website I had bought a pair from before called Firmoo. I'll put a link in the description. So what you can do with Firmoo is you choose the frames and you pop your prescription on there and they will send it to you. It takes a little while to come through the post because I think it comes from Hong Kong, but at the end of the day, this is a pair of prescription eyeglasses and they cost me £30. Now, of course, the issue with buying online like that is that you don't get to try it first, and unfortunately, these are a bit too small for me. What do you guys think? I'm really not sure. I think they are a little bit too small for my face, but maybe I'll get used to them. We'll see. The next couple of things I picked up were all from feelunique.com. Now, this kind of beauty product thing is the thing I struggle the most with spending my money on. I always try to put it off as much as possible, but sometimes maybe I'll run out of something and I just have to buy it. I always try to wait for a sale on these websites. So if you find that you're someone who doesn't get triggered by marketing emails, I would suggest signing up for an account with these websites, because what you can do sometimes is put items on your basket and leave it there. And sometimes they'll send you a discount code to your email and then you can buy them at a discount. These bits that I bought, I actually bought on the end of the year sale. So the only eyebrow pencil I ever use is this one from NYT. Normally I just buy them at Boots on the high street, and I think they're just over £10 each. But with the discount from the holiday sales, I was actually able to buy 2 for £14. So technically one of these only cost me £4 when normally it would cost me 10. And because I am so dependent on my eyebrow pencils, I always have to have a backup. So that's what this is. The next thing I picked up is this hair oil from Macadamia Oil. Now, this guy is really, really good, but it's also really expensive. At least I think it is. I bought my first bottle of this years and years ago in TK Maxx. Sometimes they'll have really good things there. So I picked up this bottle here, this sized bottle, for £14 at TK Maxx. And then when it ran out, I looked online and it's £29 for this bottle. £29, and I just could never bring myself to buy it until I found a good enough sale. And even though I only got a £5 discount on it, so I paid £24 for that bottle, I had actually wanted that hair oil for years. And when I say years, I mean at least 3 or 4 years. That's when my last one of those ran out, and I just couldn't bring myself to pay £29 for some hair oil. But £24 was okay. So now I have it back in my life and I'm very happy. The last thing I picked up from the Feel Unique sale was this clarifying shampoo here from L'Oreal. Because I only really wash my hair once a week, twice a week tops, I try to always use a clarifying shampoo that will be better at removing any residue of products and any of the oil from my hair. So yeah, nothing exciting. This is what it is. The L'Oreal Expert series is really cheap on Feel Unique, so that's why I picked it up. And finally, the latest thing that I picked up, I actually spent money on, is this cap. This New York Yankees cap. And now this is a purchase that wasn't planned for months and months and months. I actually started doing the Couch to 5K again now that the sun is finally out outside in England. And I realized I didn't really want to have the sun on my face all the time, so that's why I bought this guy, to protect me from the sun. And with all of those things, whenever I buy anything online, really, I always use a cashback site. Now, I've only ever used Top Cashback myself, but I know that there are other cashback websites out there. So if you have a good experience with other ones, please let me know in the comments, because if there are better ones, I want to know. All of those things I did buy online. I find it a lot easier to sort of control myself and not overspend if I'm buying online. In the rare event nowadays that I do go into a shop to buy something, I always make sure that number one, I know exactly what I'm in there for. I know exactly what I want to buy in that shop. And number two, I avoid browsing at all costs. The very first time I managed to do that, I think I went into Aldi for a pint of milk, and I know that that middle aisle with the special buy section there is just the death of me. I always buy something I don't need from there. So I remember going straight to the milk fridge, picking up my 1 pint of milk and walking straight to the till and out of there. So if you struggle with sort of impulse buying like that, just put up a no browsing ban in your life. Something else that has actually really helped me with reducing the amount of things that I buy and the amount of things in my home is something I picked up from Kenna Campbell. She's an Australian financial planner who has a wonderful, wonderful YouTube channel, and she has a podcast called Fireplay, where I was actually interviewed recently. I think a couple of podcasts ago, maybe 2 or 3. If you want to check her podcast out and the one that I was interviewed on, I'll put the link for that in the description. She always talks about only having things that you love, need, appreciate, and use. I don't think it's in that order. But she always talks about those 4 things. So I always really take that to heart. And sometimes if I feel like my home is just getting too filled up with things, I always go back to that sort of mantra of hers, and I'll look around and make sure that everything that is surrounding me in my home I need, use, love, and appreciate. For me, the most important side of minimalism is not just about not having too much stuff around you in your house, but really it's about living an intentional life and putting your money where you value it most. Those things really used to sound like complete nonsense buzzwords to me until I tried to incorporate those things into my life. So when I first started thinking about getting in control of my money and my finances and getting out of debt, the first thing I did was scour my house for things to sell. And at the end of the day, not having those things around just made me feel a lot lighter. Not having the energy of those old things that I went into debt to buy just made everything sort of take a different turn for me. Now my days of impulse buying are mostly behind me. I mean, I am still human. Some things still call to me in the special buy section at Aldi, but I'm a lot better at resisting them. So just to recap, my decision making on what I am going to spend my money on or not sort of goes like this. I'll put it on the list on my notes app on my phone first of all, and after a couple of weeks I'll go back to that list and see if there's something specifically in there that I have been thinking about a lot or that I found myself in need of throughout those weeks. I will then look online for the best deal on that item. Maybe I can get a discount code from somewhere. Maybe I can get the website to email me a discount code. Maybe if I sign up for their newsletter, they'll give me a discount. And then just before I purchase it, I'll make sure to check Top Cashback to see if they're included in their list of stores. And that's how I try to maximize my money when I'm shopping, especially shopping online. And that's it for this video, guys. I really hope you found it useful. I hope you've learned something new. I hope that maybe you start looking at how you purchase things in a different light and try to do things differently. I know I really enjoy these types of videos to see how other people decide on how they're gonna buy something or not, because it just gets you into a different mindset, another person's mindset. People always do things differently. This is how I do it, and maybe it will be of use to you. If you enjoyed this video, or if you ever watched any of my other videos and you found it useful, please make sure that you are sharing it on your social media or sharing it with a friend via text, because it might make a difference for them as well. They might enjoy it and it really helps me out a lot. Of course, if you found some use out of this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos from me, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I post new videos once a week. I hope you have a wonderful week and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!